Hey guys, it's me Lauren and I am coming back to you with a comprehensive list of my 5 best naps I've ever taken. I've also realized just now that all of these naps were also naps I've taken while I'm traveling. So, I mean, I'm a travel blogger now. I don't even know if I should do this video. The first nap I'm going to share with you, although this is not in order, I love all my naps just the same, even though I will be rating them in this video. The first nap I'm going to share with you is my safari nap. I went on safari a few years ago. I was in Tanzania with a friend that I had met there. It was packed and we shared the row. I think there were either 4 or 3 people in the back, but I was in the middle, I remember that. And it was just really bumpy terrain because there were no roads, obviously. We were in the desert and it was just bumps. There were really cool animals, but I didn't know because I slept through that entire day of the safari. I was really tired from, I don't know, camping and being myself. I was in the back, no seatbelts, just bumpy terrain. Apparently at some points I was literally bouncing from the bumps, like a foot in the air. I woke up once when my head hit the roof, but I just went right back to sleep. And while it was a really good nap, and an exciting one too apparently, I did miss a few animals, so I'm only going to rate that 3 out of 5 snoozes. Okay, the next nap I would like to share with you was when I was in Cuba, and I wanted to go from the main island to a different island. Anyway, I booked like a boat tour. I didn't realize it was going to be a party boat tour. So again, motion, any type of motion just knocks me out. You saw it with the safari, now this is a boat, same thing. So we went to the island and it was great. We did island stuff. And then we came back that day. I was so tired, but everyone on the boat was drinking and partying. I wasn't. I fell asleep right away. Apparently people were twerking up on my face and singing to me and dancing. Someone said to me after, they were like, I can't believe you slept through all that. So while that was a really good nap and an important nap in my life, I'm only going to rate that 2 out of 5 snoozes because I wasn't happy that men were twerking up on my face. Anyway, okay. My next nap is my Latvia nap, and I talked about this in my last video. It's linked down below, but we were in Latvia and I wasn't feeling well, so it was a family trip and my mom went to the counter thing, the pharmacist, and she asked for just over-the-counter medication for like congestion. That drug totally like knocked me out. I was so tired, I was so dead. First, before I fell asleep, I did some really ridiculous things. Like I was out. I was pretending I was a bee, I was crying. You can see that in my last video, but it was a mess. So then I had a really long, like 4-hour sleep in a hotel lobby. It was ridiculous, and then I woke up and I was still kind of out of it, and I walked around the hotel and I went through the housekeeper's like cleaning closets, like with all the supplies. It was all very strange. I was very, very out of it. I don't want to think about it anymore, but that was, I think, 3 out of 5 snoozes. Self-explanatory. Okay, so I am going to be inserting this instead of another nap story because this one is much more important and I don't know how I forgot about it. But it was when I was in a ride share from Portugal to Spain and I was with my friend. And it was like a 6-hour drive and I slept for 5 of it. The motion just knocked me out. We were with 2 Spanish people and they were speaking Spanish the whole time. I speak some Spanish. Anyway, Annie spoke none, so when I fell asleep she was in a little pickle. They kept trying to talk to her. She was kind of using her translate app, but anyway, so the whole time like she's trying to talk to them, they're asking her about where we're going and stuff like that. Sometimes she would wake me up, I would like mutter something and I'd fall right back asleep. I don't remember half that trip because I was just so out. So 5 out of 5 stars for me, 0 out of 5 for Annie. We found out at the end of the trip that they did end up speaking English and they just, I mean, it was fine. Everything's fine. Okay, my next and final nap, probably one of my favorite naps, although I did say I didn't have favorites, was when I was volunteering in China. We were going from school to school doing these presentations and doing speaking stuff. I was the host of the event, so I was speaking from about 9 o'clock to whenever it ended at 2. And most of the times these were in school auditoriums or school gyms, the same places that they would have their school plays. So I presented my parts and spoke my little heart out in the morning, and then at lunchtime was kind of my break, and everyone else on the team had to work a lot at lunch doing just lunch activities and everything like that. So instead of helping them, I went to the backstage area of the auditorium, and I found these cots that I guess they were using for their school play, but I slept on them. I set my alarm and I woke up right before I had to go on stage. I didn't help my friends and I used one of the school props for a school play. So that's the kind of person that I am. But I would rate that 5 out of 5 snoozes because that nap pulled me through the rest of the trip. I did well. I again spoke my heart and my voice box out, and it was a great use of school resources, I think. So those were my naps, and this was the worst video I have ever made in my entire life. I don't know if I'll upload this, but I probably will, and please subscribe.